Hello everyone, welcome back. Today, we're diving into the story of one of the most infamous aircraft of World War II, the Heinkel He-177 Grief. This German heavy bomber was meant to be a game-changer for the Luftwaffe, but instead, it became notorious for its mechanical failures and tendency to catch fire in midair. Stick around as we explore its development, combat history, and the lessons learned from its troubled design. The Heinkel He-177 Grief was the only heavy bomber operated by the Luftwaffe during World War II, despite its potential as a long-range bomber with significant payload capacity. The He-177 became infamous for its poor reliability and tendency to catch fire in flight, earning it the nickname Flaming Coffin. These issues primarily stemmed from its engines and fuel system, which proved to be a fatal flaw in its operational effectiveness. Background and development. The He-177 was developed by Heinkel Flugzeugwerk in response to the Luftwaffe's need for a strategic bomber capable of carrying heavy payloads over long distances. In 1936, the Reichsluftfahrtministerium, or German Air Ministry, issued a request for such an aircraft, specifying high speed and precision bombing capabilities. However, the development of the He-177 was plagued by a major design challenge. The Reichsluftfahrtministerium insisted that the aircraft should also be capable of dive bombing, a maneuver more suited to lighter aircraft than to a heavy bomber. This requirement led to significant technical difficulties in the aircraft's design, ultimately compromising its overall performance and reliability. Design and features. One of the most unique aspects of the He-177 was its use of Daimler-Benz DB606 and DB610 engines. These engines were essentially two V12 engines paired together to function as a single powered unit. The goal was to reduce aerodynamic drag, but this design led to multiple technical problems. The aircraft's airframe was also too heavy and structurally weak for the stresses imposed by dive bombing maneuvers. This made the He-177 difficult to handle in the role intended by the Reichsluftfahrtministerium. Combat use. Despite its many issues, the He-177 was deployed in several operations between 1942 and 1945. Some of its key missions included attacks on Atlantic convoys. The He-177 was used to strike Allied shipping in the Atlantic, often equipped with Fritz X and Aish 293 guided bombs. Operations on the Eastern Front. The aircraft was deployed against Soviet targets, but it struggled in extreme weather conditions and continued to suffer from technical failures. In the later years of the war, the He-177 participated in missions against Allied forces in France and Germany. However, due to its low operational readiness and high maintenance demands, the aircraft never achieved the level of effectiveness that was originally envisioned. The end of the He-177. By 1944, production of the He-177 was discontinued due to its unreliability and the increasing pressure of Allied bombing campaigns on German aircraft production. Attempts were made to develop improved variants, such as the He-177B with 4 separate engines, but these projects never reached operational status. Most remaining He-177 aircraft were either destroyed or abandoned by the war's end. A few were captured by the Allies, though they were of little use for evaluation given their poor reputation. Legacy and lessons learned. The failure of the He-177 provided valuable lessons in aircraft design, particularly regarding engine configuration and mission adaptability. The idea of combining two engines into a single power unit proved to be impractical. highlighting the importance of reliability over aerodynamic efficiency. Future aircraft designers, particularly in the post-war era, avoided similar mistakes by prioritizing separate engine configurations for heavy bombers, ensuring easier maintenance and improved safety. Furthermore, the He-177's inability to function as a dive bomber reinforced the importance of defining realistic operational roles for military aircraft. Attempting to merge multiple roles into a single design often led to compromised performance, as seen in other failed projects during the war. This lesson was later applied to aircraft development, ensuring that bombers were designed strictly for strategic or tactical bombing, rather than attempting to fulfill multiple combat roles simultaneously. The aircraft industry also learned the significance of streamlining maintenance procedures. The He-177's complex engine arrangement made field repairs difficult, leading to prolonged downtimes and decreased combat effectiveness. Modern military aircraft design now incorporates modular engine units and simplified servicing processes to maximize uptime and operational readiness. Although the He-177 was ultimately a failure, its development helped shape post-war aviation doctrines. The Luftwaffe's strategic missteps emphasized the necessity of robust planning and practical engineering solutions, guiding the designs of successful heavy bombers in later years. While the flaming coffin remains a cautionary tale in aviation history, its legacy continues to inform aircraft development to this day. Post-war influence and comparison to Allied bombers. Following World War II, aircraft manufacturers worldwide analyzed the He-177's failures to refine their bomber designs. The lessons learned from its engine configuration problems influenced the development of later strategic bombers, such as the Boeing B-29 Superfortress and the Avro Lincoln, both of which utilized 4 independent engines instead of the coupled engine concept seen in the He-177. Moreover, the He-177's operational shortcomings highlighted the necessity for long-range, high-altitude strategic bombers that could deliver payloads efficiently without needing additional versatility. This philosophy was adopted by post-war air forces, leading to aircraft like the Boeing B-52 Stratofortress, which was specifically designed for strategic bombing rather than multi-role functionality. Additionally, the He-177's guided bomb technology, including the Fritz X and Aish 293, foreshadowed the rise of precision-guided munitions, PGMs, in modern warfare. While these weapons were ahead of their time and saw limited success due to delivery platform issues, their concept paved the way for today's air-to-ground missile technology, further demonstrating how wartime innovation can influence future military strategies. Ultimately, while the He-177 itself was a failure, its technological advancements, mistakes, and operational experiences provided valuable insights that contributed to the evolution of military aviation in the latter half of the 20th century. The aircraft serves as both a reminder of engineering miscalculations and an example of how adversity in design can still yield progress in future developments. Conclusion. The Heinkel He-177 Grief stands as an example of a promising aircraft that failed due to poor design choices and technological limitations. Its unreliable engines and unrealistic operational requirements doomed it to failure, making it more infamous as the flaming coffin than as an effective weapon of war. Had Germany opted for a conventional 4-engine design from the outset, the He-177 might have rivaled Allied heavy bombers like the B-17 or Lancaster. However, in historical reality, it remains a symbol of the Luftwaffe's strategic miscalculations during World War II.